beautiful souls. What a joy and an honor it is to join you for the Passion, Purpose, Peace Virtual Summit, a sacred space and place created to help you to rise above the noise of overwork, overwhelm, and overdoing, and to finally live the full, abundant life that you were designed for. I'm Dr. Rhonda M. Wood. I'm a global mental health speaker, author, and advocate. I'm also a former corporate executive, and I am the host on a global television network called The Dr. Rhonda Show. I'm so excited to be with you today. Now, I'm here with you not as someone who has figured it all out, and especially not overnight. I'm here as someone who has spent years chasing titles, chasing promotions, and chasing external validations, all while silently losing myself. So you see, for years, I worked in corporate America, and from the outside, everything looked picture perfect. I had the job, I had the accolades. I even had the respect. But what I didn't have was peace. What I couldn't feel was joy. And what I had lost was me. I had showed up for the world, but I wasn't showing up for my own soul. So it took a near breakdown. And if you don't know what that is, it's a quiet, invisible unraveling, if you will. It took that for me to finally do the deep work to find my way back to me and to find my voice, my real voice. See, I had to unlock my calling. I had to rediscover my clarity, and I had to reclaim my calm. So today, folks, I'm sharing the exact roadmap that I followed, because I don't want you to have to just survive this season. I want you to soar through this season. So here's my 3-part roadmap that I'm sharing with you. Now, part 1 is what I like to call the unlocking your calling. So that's where we go from performance to purpose. That's right, folks. So in corporate America, I became a master at performing. I'm sure many of you can relate. You know, you show up every day, head held high, huge smile on your face, right? I did what was expected. I delivered with excellence, and I kept everyone else afloat. But deep inside, folks, I knew this can't be all that there is. I was performing for promotions while my passion just sat deeply buried inside of me. So every single Monday felt very heavy. And every one of my successes, my accomplishments, my wins, they started to feel emptier, until one day I had to ask myself, I had to whisper the words in a prayer. I said, God, show me what I was really made for. Why am I here? Why was I created? What am I designed for? That was the beginning of my shift. Your calling isn't about climbing. It's about aligning. See, you don't find your purpose through overworking. You find it through listening, leaning in and listening. So I want you to lean in and ask yourself, what moves my heart? Then I want you to ask yourself, what breaks my heart? And lastly, I want you to ask yourself, what would I still do if no one paid me or praised me? See, your calling isn't about your career title. It's a divine assignment. And when you align with that assignment, let me tell you, your passion is activated and unleashed. So to sum things up for my first strategy, your purpose, it should not drain you, but it should be the thing that drives you. So strategy number 1 is about unlocking your calling and going from performance to purpose. Now, strategy number 2, let's go a little bit deeper. Strategy 2 is about unlocking your clarity, going from chaos to the vision. So there was a time when I was busy all the time, fulfilled none of the time. See, my calendar was packed. My inbox was overflowing. So life was full and busy, but I was overcommitted, I was overstimulated, and I was undernourished emotionally. Does that sound familiar to anybody? See, I thought that doing more meant that I was doing something right. I was keeping busy. But busyness is not clarity, it's just noise. And so my clarity came when I stepped away from the noise, when I reconnected to the things that matter the most. So, what does that mean? It means I stopped saying yes out of guilt. How many of us can relate to that? And it meant that I started saying no out of purpose. So I had to ask myself, well, what are the things that drain me? Then I had to ask myself, what are the things that fuel me? And lastly, I had to ask myself, who am I outside of what I do? Because the career, the job, the titles, and the promotions, that's not where my identity lies. So when I got clear on what my lane was, my lane of brilliance, when I got clear on my voice, and when I got clear on my vision, that's when things really shifted for me. And so, to sum things up, I'd like to share that clarity gives you the courage to live intentionally, not reactively, intentionally. And friend, let me tell you something. When you have clarity, you don't chase every opportunity. You don't chase accolades. You choose the ones that align with your peace and your purpose. Now, let's go even deeper. All right. We talked about the calling. We talked about the clarity. Now let's go a little bit deeper with my strategy number 3. That's unlocking your calm. Now you might say, what? Unlocking your, yes, unlocking your calm, because it's important to go from burnout to peace. Now let me be real with you for a moment. I almost worked myself into the ground, grinding, choosing grind over grace. See, I was exhausted, I was anxious, I was emotionally disconnected. And the crazy part is no one even knew, because I was very functional. I was smiling and I was leading. But on the inside, folks, I was overwhelmed, overcommitted, and undersupported. And so my healing had to begin when I stopped treating rest like it was a reward. How many of us can relate to that? Oh, I'll rest when I'm done. Or some people say, I'll rest when I'm dead. I had to start treating it like it was a responsibility. The calm was important. So what I did was I created space for my joy. I started therapy and I set boundaries, not just with other people, but also with myself. I created mornings that nurtured my spirit and not just fulfilled my schedule. So, most importantly, I had to stop apologizing for needing the peace and the calm in my life. So, if I could sum things up, my calm was not a luxury. It was my God-given right and responsibility. And in addition to that, my peace was not passive, but it was necessary and very powerful in my life. So when I finally unlocked my calm, I found myself again through the calling, through the clarity, and through the calm. I could breathe, I could dream, and I could live. So, folks, let me leave you with this truth. You were not created to simply perform. You weren't created to simply please. And you definitely weren't created to feel like you had to prove anything to anyone. You were born to be. You were born to breathe. You were born to build, whether it's a legacy, your dreams, your future, and you were born to blossom and flourish. So I want to make sure that you are aware you can have passion without pressure. You can live in your purpose without sacrificing your peace, and you can lead from fire and flow. You can chase dreams without burning out. You deserve to live a life that's not just successful, but that is soulful. So I invite you today to do what I did. Unlock your calling by listening to yourself from within. Unlock your clarity by choosing the things that align with you. And unlock your calm by protecting your peace. Because when you do, you won't just have a life that you feel like you have to manage. You will have a life that you finally love. And you'll be able to leave a legacy of love and leadership that you'll be able to leave and share when you are no longer here walking this earth. You want to be able to leave a legacy and be able to share about your wins, your successes, your story, your life. See, your legacy, leaving your legacy through your calling, through your clarity, and through your calm isn't about just the accomplishments. And it certainly isn't about just the assets. It's about the way you live your life. So if my message resonated with you, I'd love to invite you to connect with me. I'd love to walk this journey with you. I want to invite you to visit DrRhondaMWood.com. Visit me there. You can also follow me on all social media platforms. I'm talking Instagram, I'm talking Facebook, I'm talking YouTube, LinkedIn, and the like. My handle is also Dr. Rhonda M. Wood. Let's partner together. Let's collaborate. Let's work together. Let's help other people rise and restore, walk boldly in their purpose with peace through their calling, through their clarity, and through their calm. Thank you so much for joining me today at the Passion Purpose Peace Virtual Summit. Now, this isn't just any summit. This is your moment to shine, your moment to rise, to live a life that your soul, your beautiful inner soul has been waiting for. And if you'd like to talk about leaving that legacy, I'd like to invite you to be a guest on my show where you can share your story, your wins, your successes, how you were able to overcome and find your calling, your clarity, and your calm. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon on the journey. Bye for now.